The North Lawn. Thank you, Dana.
Let's bring in former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. I was reading today about how a lot of people in Europe feel like they got the short end of the stick here. And the headline from the Wall Street Journal is Trump's trade deal triumphs. His disruptive hard power style has allies making concessions and sharing burdens. That was from Walter Russell Mead. And I think that's probably why the Europeans, the Germans, are upset.
They're upset. They felt that they lose in this negotiation. It would have been worse had they not cut it. But for those countries that haven't got agreement yet, it's tougher from now. With each agreement makes it better. And when you sit back and think about this, you know how tough it is to get trade agreements. He has transformed not just America, but really the world. And with each trade agreement, those countries are making investments in America to bring more jobs here. So it's a win-win.
So they feel like, well, go ahead and pay the 15%. It's not the worst scenario. If that's what we have to pay, then we'll go ahead and do it. So you're right about a win. On the messaging front,
yes.
It seems like we do the story every day. Well, Pete Buttigieg has an idea for how they misstepped and how they should get it right. Check it out, NPR.
I think that Democrats have been slow to understand the changes in how people get their information, slow to understand some of the cultural changes that have been happening, and maybe most problematic of all, too attached to a status quo that has been failing us for a long time. I think that my party needs to do a better job of addressing the fundamental problems that have led people to mistrust everything.
Can you do me a favor? Can you interpret what he just said? Can you translate that? What does that mean?
Every week it's something else. It's just excuses. Their problem is their policies are wrong. They don't have leadership. And the sad part is they're moving further to the socialist wing because those are the ones that are actually fighting to become the leaders. If they were smart, they would have done what they did in the 90s. They targeted the Ross Perot voter. And that was it's really like a Trump voter. And that meant their policies went there. They're allowing to go the other way. And that's because of their leadership under Schumer and Hakeem is so weak, they won't make decisions. And somebody else is filling that void. And you've got a socialist candidate in New York running for the mayor that every day he gets stronger.
You have to wonder if some of that left-wing push is why the Wall Street Journal poll had the Democrats at record low approval at 63%. But also the Fox News poll, which party has a clear plan for the country? And it was decisively the Republicans. So I wonder, as you think about how the House Republicans hold on next year through the midterms, is there anything they should be worried about that they might be missing or not paying attention to?
Well, no. What they need to do is they can't shut down because they're afraid of a vote. Lean into it and move forward. Like they're just on recess now. And one thing about President Trump, he never stops working. They should take that motto and just keep producing. And then it'd make things even stronger. They could take a lot of his executive orders and make them law and just keep putting them forward. Because every time they do that and they pass that bill, a Democrat votes against it. So I would keep working. You can't play defense and think you're going to win. Now, it's a much different situation than it was 6 years ago. We had 28 members, Republican members, sitting in seats that the Democrat nominee carried. Now they only have 3. Democrats are at their weakest point they've ever been. And if they really move towards the socialist wing, it's hard to pick those up. The story that no one's talking about is this redistricting, right? Ohio has to do it because it's legally. Texas is looking at it, Missouri is looking at it. So now Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, he wants to run for president. So each day he takes a different position. Now he wants to try to change the law in California and redistrict and literally say, I'm going to take Republicans away.
Quick trivia. How many toss-up districts will there be in November of 2026?
I would say only...
But by the way, the last time around, 4 years ago, I think it was like 50 or something like that. Now it's how many?
It's less than 30. But if you look in 2010 when Republicans flipped the House, we beat 63 sitting Democrat incumbents. There's not even 60 swing seats. So you had to have like 100 back then to get to 60. There's much narrower seats to compete in, and that's a really tough position. So when you look at like when a Don Bacon retires out of Omaha, that's a tough seat for Republicans to hold. But President Trump has moved new districts for us to go win.
And he's paying attention to it early. All right, Kevin McCarthy.
Hasn't lost a step, has he?
No, not at all. We're going to get him in a commercial break.
Thank you.